Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of How to Graphic Design. I'm your host Kladi and I'm here today with you to talk about the wonderful InDesign 2023 and the brand new features. But before we get started, I wanted to say hello to all the wonderful people that are here in the chat with me. So Penny, Frank, Jack, Cody Bear, woohoo, Ubacron, Wade Akaf, thank you so much for joining me here. So exciting to have you in the chat with me. We have Annika also. She's going to be talking about InDesign just after me. Adobe Live here is always filled with so much content. So don't forget to go ahead and subscribe on Adobe Live YouTube channel. You will find this video on replay. So for example, now you can just go ahead and get a glass of water or coffee, depending where you're watching from and what time is it. And by the way, let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I'm always super excited to see where everybody's tuning in from. And then you can watch these on a replay. Or if you wish, you can just jumpstart and turn on InDesign, launch InDesign, so you can work together with me. That's absolutely up to you. Also, if you do want to say hi and start chatting with me, or maybe if you have any questions that you would like to ask about InDesign, about the new releases of Adobe MAX 2023, or maybe any specific question regarding graphic design, well, the best place to go is behance.net/live. That is the chat that I'm currently reading during the live. So welcome in the chat and please feel free to ask questions. Sounds like the camera mic is still on. Let's see what is going on in the chat. And looks like I have two mic on. Okay, let's see what is happening here. My camera has been a little temperamental, so perfect, this will do. Let me know in the chat if that's working. I'm gonna make sure to fix it on the other screen as well. I had a little bit of a camera issue, but thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for sticking with me with this little audio. And I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into my screen in the meantime. Hopefully you have already launched InDesign so we can dive into the new features. Perfect. Before we get started, I just want to make sure that I didn't have any further audio issue. It looks everything is set up and everything is working. By the way, I'll always look at the chat. That's what I was saying just a moment ago. So I always have a look at the Behance chat and I can see a lot of thumbs up from Frank, Steve, Jacqueline, Rick. Perfect. I'm glad that I caught it right away. Thank you, Paco, so much. And thank you, team, for letting me know. Perfect. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be talking in particular regarding the new features, but I also show you how to use InDesign in general. So if you have any questions, first of all, let me know in the chat if you're a beginner or if you're a pro in InDesign. I also know that you're going to have the lovely Annika today coming up with more InDesign. So that's absolutely the place to be in order to sharpen your InDesign skills. Seeing you our little tech helpers. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your help. This always as a teamwork, as I say, we're here to learn together. This is a safe space. I feel safe here all the time at Adobe Live. If there is any technical issue, I know that I have my behind the scene angels helping me out as much as possible. Now, if you want to land on this page that you can see on my screen, which is the new InDesign page, which allows you to see all the features that have been presented during Adobe MAX and in particular in October 2022, you will be able to do so simply by clicking on the product icon. So the InDesign icon that is available on Behance. If you're watching from YouTube, simply Google Adobe InDesign, and from the graphic design page, let me show you what is the actual page that you'll be able to see. So the first page that you will land on is a general InDesign page. This is a page that will guarantee for you to have an idea of what is InDesign, but most importantly to download InDesign. So again, this is the main InDesign page, and of course the link is there, adobe.com/products/ InDesign. So this is the place in which you can learn more about InDesign. For those of you that never used InDesign before, InDesign is this industry standard application to create an organized layout. It was originally used mainly to create a layout for print, and we talked about layout for print. I'll show you, we're definitely gonna have time today to show you how to set up a new document for print, but also now as many wonderful features that guarantee you for you to use these app also to create a beautiful online presentation. And there is so much more that you can do. You can share your content with your clients in order to have a seamless review process, but also you can create a link and create online pages. There is a bunch of things that we're going to be doing here. Let me know in the chat if you're more interested in InDesign for print or InDesign for web, so I can decide on the go where we can spend more time. Now, if you want to land on the new features, which was the page where I was that I had displayed before, simply go ahead and select features there at the top of the screen, and from here you will be able to see where these pages are under features and what's new. So under what's new, you will be able to find this brand new panel with all the new features here for InDesign. And here we go. We're back here where they're all neatly listed for you. Fantastic. If you now go ahead and click on each one of them, one of the most exciting one is auto style. You will be able to see how beautifully this auto style is actually being created in, and it will help you to start styling your text very easily. In fact, if we do jump inside InDesign, you will see that we will be able to style text in just a few clicks. And I'm just going to jump in this brand new feature because that's the one who personally for me made a bigger difference when I was announced at MAX, and when I was working with the wonderful pre-release team. I was so excited about this feature. So this is an InDesign document. As I said, we're going to dive in and creating a document from scratch in just a second. Let me see the votes actually. So we have web, because it's less often used for that. So we have Frank asking for web, Detrapel asking InDesign for web. Let's see, we have one, Misty saying I use InDesign for print. Let me know in the chat. Go ahead on behance.net/live and just vote print or web. So we're gonna start and add this brand new file from scratch. But in the meantime, while you vote in between print and web for InDesign, let me go ahead and show you this amazing feature. So as I said, the auto style feature it comes inside the app through the wonderful auto style panel. If you're wondering where to find the auto style panel, all you have to do is to head under the window menu. By the way, in InDesign and any other panel, the window menu is the place where you can locate any panel you wish. So if you go ahead and click on window, and then here you select our styles, you'll see here that we have a new panel showing up, which is our style packs. Style packs are a brand new feature here inside InDesign. So if we go ahead and click on it, you will see that we have this new panel, which is really exciting because gives us access to already organized paragraph styles. If you don't know what paragraph styles are, you will discover it in just a second, because this panel is only there for us to download and access pre-created styles that you can use to auto style your text. So if you go ahead and select any of these styles, I like this quirky here. So let's go ahead and choose the classic, and then maybe let's choose another one. So we have a little bit of a look. I like this tuxedo style as well. And why not? Let's add another one. So by the way, if you don't see what I'm doing, let me go ahead and zoom in for you. In order to download a style pack, all you have to do once you open the style pack panel from the window menu here in InDesign, all you have to do is to click on the download style pack. And from there, you will be able to right away download it. Okay, perfect. While this one is downloaded here real quick, let me go ahead and create and apply it to the text. But first I want to show you, where does it download it to? What does it mean? Frank is saying I'm not an expert, so both will learn something. Oh, we have a lot of prints coming up in the chat. Print. Okay, let's try. We'll try to do both. Absolutely. So here, how do we apply these style packs? So again, you first download them from the style pack panel, and then simply go ahead back into window styles, and make sure to bring up your paragraph style panel. So as you can see, usually paragraph style comes together with a character style, but now paragraph style, character style, and style pack actually show up together. In fact, if you can see here, we have the style packs, and just behind it, you will see the paragraph style panel, and again, behind it, the character style panels again showing up. So they usually go together. Now, once I head to the paragraph style, you can see here that at the bottom, I have this style, the classic, tuxedo, and universal, which were the styles that I've just introduced thanks to the style pack. But look what happens here. Once I go ahead and select my text and then select any of the styling, by clicking on the little play icon located next to the style, I will be able to right away apply the style to my text. And this is why this new feature is called Auto Style, because what it does is to pretty much style the text for you right away. And InDesign is having a little thing here. But yeah, the point is absolutely that. Auto Style will automatically play the style and apply it right away to your text. So as you can see, my text has already been styled automatically thanks to this style pack. But what if there are certain features that do not match your brand and perhaps you want to go ahead and change? So what if you want to use just part of this style? I personally use this style pack because they're so much better. If you go ahead and open on this drop down little menu here, you will see that automatically you have these categories, and those are there to generate hierarchy within your text. So we have heading, we have subheadings, we have paragraph, we have list, ordered list, and so on. If you again have not used paragraph style before, paragraph style is a wonderful time saver tool inside InDesign that will allow you to structure and style the text inside the document, guaranteeing clarity, consistency, and of course hierarchy, because it will differentiate the title information from the subheading information from the main text information. And also it will allow you to access these styles over and over again, so you don't have to style your text. For example, the normal way in which you would have styled your text would have been to select a paragraph and then go ahead into your properties or paragraph panel, and then from here you can select a specific character, one of the amazing fonts available from fonts.adobe.com, and then you can choose the weight of the specific family and then the size of the text and so on. So you will have to go ahead and style one by one the characteristic of that specific text. Now, thanks to Auto Style and Style Pack, all these characteristics are brought together, and not only are brought together, but they are split depending on the type of content that you have to style. And of course, this is Auto Style acting on its own, automatically, thanks to Adobe Artificial Intelligence, selecting the different part of your text. But if, for example, we have here and we go ahead and click on this paragraph and we see that it's styled as an heading, but we wanted to style it as a subheading, so we want to create a difference between the top of the menu and the bottom of the menu, all I have to do is to click on the different category. And you see here the time-saving technique is that once you go ahead and apply a style, you can then apply it as many times as you want. So I don't have to go ahead and change the character font, the family, the weight, the size. Is automatically done there for you. Okay, so let me go ahead now and show you how you can very quickly and very simply access and edit this paragraph style. By the way, all paragraph styles are available for you to be edited at any time, so you can go ahead and edit it anytime that you want. This is a pretty standard feature inside your document. So oops, look like I just moved up here. OBS is being very, very temperamental today. So let's go ahead and show you how you can edit them. So let's say that, for example, here the main text or your paragraph styled with the paragraph style is actually a little bit too big. We can go ahead and see that this is a 14 point. What if we want to bring it to 10 point? Well, very simple. All we have to do is to click on the text to see which paragraph style is being applied to the specific text, and then by double clicking on it, we will be able to access the specific paragraph style options. And from there, from the basic character format, we can go ahead and change the text size to the size that we prefer. In this case, don't forget to click on the preview in order to see all the changes appearing live. See? Now, the beauty is that, as you can see from the preview, not only the specific paragraph that I've selected will be edited, but all paragraphs that were styled with the paragraph styles from the style pack will be automatically edited. Now, to go further here and make sure that you take notice of I've edited this specific paragraph style, you can always rename it by double clicking on it. Now for styles, you want to make sure always to retain the style and then the semicolon next to it. I'm going to call this one Classic Kladi. So I know that this is a specific classic style pack with the modification and the editing that I have implemented to it. Once you're done, simply click on OK, and as you can see, it will still retain the feature of being able to apply that automatically. Isn't that amazing? How many, Rob is asking, how many of these style packs are available to download? So that's very simple. Simply head to the style pack and you can go ahead and simply move, because I have no idea exactly how many, but it looks like there are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there are about 10 here. You can see them inside the panel. As you can see, this is a technology preview, so this is a brand new feature. If you want to have more information, you can always go ahead and click on it, and you will see that from InDesign, you will land on the LPEX website, which, by the way, if you never used LPEX, I would strongly recommend you to go and give it a go. It's an amazing website that has a lot of answers to your questions regarding pretty much all the Adobe product. I use it very, very often. And as you can see, this is an introductory feature, so it's powered by Adobe Sensei. This is Adobe Artificial Intelligence. This auto style feature will simplify text and formatting for you. So as you can see here, it says introducing, is brand new. It's just been it's still like under construction, I would say. So I would definitely expect to see more style packs, definitely style packs coming to fonts.adobe.com and much more. It's pretty new. It will just allow you to download, apply and edit. So there are a few, Rob, and for now, those are the ones that are accessible. You could just preview it inside the style pack panel. And you can also go ahead and edit it. So, you know, although there are about 10, in reality, they're pretty much infinite, because what if I want to start to apply these tuxedo ones? So let's go back into my text here. So I'm going to go ahead and select my text. And then from here, I'm going to go back to my paragraph styles, and I'm going to go ahead and click on tuxedo. And I'm going to press play to apply it. By the way, remember, you always have to press play in order to apply it. If you simply click on it, it will not apply. That was one of the main questions that I had. People were trying to simply click on the style and they thought that that was going to work. You always have to, it's pretty intuitive. You have this little play icon that is there for you to facilitate the process of applying the style. So as you can see, we can switch between any style that you want. This is already retaining the changes that I've created. Let's go ahead and run this tuxedo here. But even here, you will be able still, for example, to change the specific styles. And as I said, this is a feature that was already available, so you always were able to edit the actual settings of a paragraph styles. As you can see here, I have some paragraph styles that are already created, and by the way, you can mix and match those as you prefer. So here I have a title style that I've created previously, clearly as it's probably in white, that's why we lost the visibility of it. There we go. So that's definitely something you can see. So you can have the rest of the text with a specific paragraph style, and then you can implement other paragraph style. And if you want to overrun this paragraph style, you can do that at any time. Of course, I would strongly recommend to do so by selecting the paragraph styles and creating and accessing the options. So in this case, for example, if I want to change this specific format, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it, because I want to make sure that I save the one that are already there. So click and drag on top of this little plus icon located at the bottom of the panel in order to duplicate it. And then from here, you see that we have a copy, and I'm going to make sure that this copy is left aligned. And then I'm going to go ahead and head to the basic character style and other formats. In this case, we have indents and spacing. From here, from the drop down menu, you will be able to change the alignment. So from the center, I'm going to bring it to the left, and once you click on OK, and we go ahead and select these 3 paragraphs and make sure that we go ahead and click left aligned, you will see that we have Different paragraph style, those are some that I created myself, and those are part of our tuxedo style. And again, if you are not sure and if you want to change this, you can always go back inside your tuxedo and click on the one that you wish to apply. Remember, this is the difference. If you select the actual style, nothing happens. If you select your little play icon, it will apply automatically to the entire text box. So it will style automatically following the style that are in the specific pack. Even if you edit it, it will retain your editing. By clicking on play, it will auto style it. Then if you want to just style a specific paragraph within the styling present inside the style pack, simply select and click on it, and then click on the style that you wish to apply. I hope that all makes sense, and we can move on. And I want to show you, first of all, how you create paragraph style for those of you who have not created. This is very simple. Before we move to a new features, I just want to show you that why these style pack are such a time saver. Cody saying, my husband wears a Canadian tuxedo with cowboy boots. Oh, there's something about tuxedo. Canadian tuxedo. I have no idea what is a Canadian tuxedo, but I know that I'm going to Canada in less than 10 days. So sorry guys, we're talking about Canada. I know Annika here in the chat is in Toronto. Let me know if there is anybody else from Canada in the chat. I'm so super excited to go. It will be my first time here there. So here at the moment, I'm actually in Manchester, UK. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Rob is saying that this is so cool. Will be valuable in building out branding packs for individual clients. This is so amazing. Can you imagine you style a pack? The reason why I use style pack is, first of all, it comes with brand new style already styled, and I'm going to open a new document so we can see that from scratch. But also it will allow you to auto style it, which is pretty amazing. So let's go ahead and do a couple of things here. We're going to go ahead and start a document for scratch. And for those of you that were asking about print, we're going to go ahead and start for print, and then we're going to move into an online presentation as well. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to click on new file. This is pretty much the welcome screen whenever you start InDesign. If this is your first time starting InDesign, the first thing that you want to do here is to make sure that you click on the home or on the new file in order to start the new file. So on home, you will have access to the presets that are there for you in terms of sizes. Very quickly to access, simply click on any of that, or click on the three dots to display more. Or press the Command and Control N shortcut to access the new document window, or click on the new file blue button located here at the top of the home page of the design welcome page. Let me see if there is any other question. Steve, born in Ontario but also lived in Vancouver. Oh, amazing. And now you are in New Zealand, correct, Steve? Rick, you're in Toronto. I'm going to be in Toronto in 10 days. What's the weather like? Let me know. Is it cold? What do I have to pack? I'm super, super excited about it. Okay, so let me go ahead. Is there a moose on that card? Which card? Which moose? Have I missed something? Let me go ahead and close this. Where's the moose? I think I lost it. There are some moves around my workspace, my studio, because my video editor loves mooses, but I don't know if that's what you meant. But anyway, let's go ahead and start a new file. As I said, I'm going to start with a file for print. So here, as I repeat many times, you want to set up your file correctly, because setting up your file is a setup for success. You want to make sure that you know what is the end purpose of your file. By knowing the end purpose of your file, you can create and set up a file that is fit for its purpose. That means that you create a file that is actually ready to then be created, and to create an output that will be fit for the specific activity that you need it for. So if you need the file to be printed, then you want to make sure that you set up a file that has all the specs aligned for printing. Well, if you design a digital presentation, or maybe something that you want to show online, you want to make sure that you select the settings that are best for outputting a file that will be fitting inside an online environment. And InDesign will absolutely help you with that in just a few clicks. So if we're starting for print, all you have to do is to make sure that you select your intent for print. So by doing that, all you have to do is to click here on the intent tab, and you will see that by clicking on print, your setting details will change the units in either millimeters or inches. And something very important here, you will have access to create different pages. Also, by default, you will have different way of having a resolution of your document. 300 dpi is the resolution for print, but this also can be specified when you export your file, especially when you export a PDF. So there is still a way in which you can then preserve and change your color space and resolution of your document. But in the meantime, I'm here leading in the chat. One more here, Montreal. Oh my God, amazing. There's so much Canada in the house. Umacron is saying snow boots, perhaps. Rob is saying pack a talk and meets Kladi. Anika is saying is the temperature is decreasing in the coming few days. Umacron, oh that's cold. Anika say feels like 1 degree Celsius. Gosh, I really have to pack some gloves for sure. Thank you so much. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and select a format. You can choose whatever you want depending again on your file. Here you have access to different size. A5 is literally half of an A4, half of a letterhead in American sizes. In fact, if we change this into inches, you will see that it will pretty much be the size of a half of a letterhead. And then you can choose from here also the number of pages. Let's start by creating 2. And then here you can also go ahead and start by choosing margins. If you go ahead and click on the preview little icon located at the bottom of the new document style, you will start to have an understanding of what you're doing when you start to make these changes inside your document. In fact, you can go ahead and have an idea of what the actual margin looks like, because if you change the margin, you will see the preview of the margin changing live, just like so. And you can also add what is called bleed. And once I start adding the bleed, you will see the bleed happening here. Let me go ahead and zoom in. So the bleed is this little red line located outside the margin. Now, let me go ahead and share something with you. I'm trying to grab a page. Okay, that will do just fine. So the bleed is an area that is located outside the margin. Now, if you look at the document here, this black line pretty much is for the margin. So the margin are actually the side of the document. So the actual frame of the document, where the document gets trimmed, where the printer will cut your document. The bleed area is an area located outside the margin. So imagine just moving outside in order to stretch the background. Bleed is very important. It's usually 3 millimeters standard when working in InDesign, or is 0.125 inches. And what the bleed does will guarantee that whenever your printer cuts the document, you have your document background extended. This is some Adobe Express postcard, by the way. So you can go ahead and make sure that whenever your printer cuts the document, because you have stretched the document outside the margin areas, if the printer has a little mistake and cuts the document a little bit off, and trust me, it happens. I used to work at a printer. If you don't know me, and you haven't heard that before, I started my graphic design job by working actually inside a printer shop, and the guillotine, which is the machine that cuts the paper, deals with hundreds and hundreds of paper sheets, and which are kept together by suction, so they can move, especially whenever they move it all together. Sometimes some of the paper shifts. That's why the shift, it's usually 3 millimeters, because that's the margin of error that a printer that can incur when cropping a paper. So when that happens, what you're left to, if you do not have a bleed, is these ugly lines that usually show up outside your folder, outside your brochure, outside your flyer, business card, and so on. That's why I always recommend, whenever you're sending a job for print, make sure to extend the bleed out of 3 millimeters. And you can easily do so by using these amazing features. So if we go back to millimeters here, you can go ahead and change these bleed to 3 millimeters. And make sure that you have your little link icon selected, so you can simply in one click change it on the top, left, and right margins. And by doing so, you will be able to create the bleed. Now, once you're ready, simply go ahead and click on create. And by the way, if you haven't seen it before, the red line is the bleed, the black line are the margin or trim line, while the magenta line is actually the little margin of the document. So this is the safe area that will allow you to keep your content and your text safe so it doesn't get in the way of trimming. In terms of safe area, you can see you can push it quite a lot. Let me go ahead and change it here. So the safe area, it's a frame. So here you can see, for example, at the bottom, let me go back inside my landing page, probably can see it a little bit better. Oops. So here you can see this one here. Let me see if we can move it back. Here it is. The safe area, in this case, you can see it specifically, the margin here at the bottom will allow you to be safe when working with your content. So there is, for example, the P or nothing gets trimmed out of your actual document. The minimum, if you're looking to learn what is the size for the margin, the minimum for printing is actually 7 millimeters. So 7 millimeters is the minimum margin that you want to use when creating an item for print. Joshua is saying, always bleed your print documents. Absolutely. Height of an inch for sheet feed and not 0.25 inch for web. Let's go ahead if there is anything in the chat. There is a lot of people from Canada. That's amazing. It gets super slushy on the road and sidewalk in Toronto due to lots of salting in the snow. So better wear waterproof boots. Okay, I'm taking notes. Thank you so much, everybody, for your help. I'm really, really excited. I'll definitely disturb you, Annika, as well one more time before I see you. And actually, we'll be there together. So maybe we're going to do like an Instagram live and so on. By the way, talking about Instagram, I'm just going to interrupt here real quick to jump inside my Instagram. If you haven't seen it ready, oh gosh, that looks so yummy. I publish weekly tutorials inside my Instagram. So if you want to go ahead and check it out, my Instagram is at @IamKladi. That also is the place where you can get in touch with me directly. And of course, learn the wonderful Adobe Creative Cloud apps. There is a lot of Illustrator, a lot of Photoshop tutorials coming up every week. Also trending palettes and much more, shortcuts, and of course the advert for these wonderful lives. So this is the place for you to learn in 1 minute new features of the Adobe Creative Cloud app. Also, you can go ahead inside my website and under resources, you can find a lot of freebies related most of all to this How to Graphic Design show. So you can just go ahead and rewatch the replay from the Adobe Live YouTube channel and then access here the assets for the show. Or simply you can click onto video and under how to, you can watch all the replay, all the previous episodes, and also you can send me a request if you have a specific request. I have a little sneak preview for you coming up. So we're going to do video editing next week. I don't have it here, but I actually bought some photos from the 20s and I'm gonna show you how to edit them with some brand new features in Photoshop for restoring images. But yeah, this is the way in which you can watch replay, learn more. Maybe there are other topics that you wish to explore. This is the place in which you can do so. Well, if you prefer short formats, you have my Instagram with this 1 minute video. Or if you are starting InDesign, if you want to learn more about InDesign, I have a quick start course which is on LinkedIn Learning. So here you will be able right away to access the course and learn how to use InDesign from scratch. Okay, perfect. So let's go back here inside our actual file that we're creating. We created our bleed, we created our margin. What I want to do now is to show you how to create your paragraph style from scratch. That was the whole point of creating a new document. And once I'm going to be done with that, I'm going to jump into the online. So don't forget, I haven't forgot about it. Don't worry. I'm just going to go ahead and create a new style. So first thing that I'm going to do here, I want to show you that once I copy and paste a text from the document and I have my paragraph style panel open, it will automatically paste also with the text the paragraph styles that are connected to the specific text. So as you can see here, it's super cool. It actually pastes together all the paragraph styles that are connected to that specific text. Now, if I select on my text box and then I select basic, I will be able to bring back my text to our general settings, so it's not styled yet. And I'm going to go ahead and simply delete all these wonderful style packs and the other style that are created. Simply click on it and then click on the little bin icon located at the bottom of the panel. Yes, I want to delete it, and see if we can select it all and delete it. I want to click it. Now, by the way, the reason why that little message came up is because there was a style applied to it. So let's go ahead and apply any of this style. I want to show you again. Now that I go and delete my style, you can click and drag it, by the way. Once you delete it, InDesign asks you if there is a specific style that you wish to switch to. So in this case, I'm happy with a basic paragraph because I'm going to start this from scratch. Now, if you haven't worked with paragraph style before and you want to know how you get started and why I am bigging up so much this brand new auto style feature, let me show you how usually, or perhaps you want to create your own, let me show you what is the way to go there. So the best way to start is simply by selecting the text that you want to style. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose from the character style panel any character family that you wished to use. So again, click on the drop down menu, and from here, by the way, I'm inside the properties panel in the character section. You can also access the character panel. Do not confuse that with the character style panel, because the character style creates style that you can apply over and over again and reuse and edit, while the actual character, see, we have a character styles. The actual character text will allow you to, so the character panel, sorry, which is under type and tables, will allow you to simply to style. Now, I usually do not bring this panel out anymore because we have this wonderful properties panel that is so rich of information. So I can do pretty much everything here from my properties panel. Okay, so here click on the down pointing arrow and you will have the chance to preview all these wonderful styles. Oh gosh, we have a meatball style. This is so funny. So look at that. Once you go ahead, first of all, we have a preview of the text that you have selected inside the panel. So let me show you. If I now go ahead and select interactive, you will see that we have the word interactive. So the word previewed inside the panel will change automatically. This is so amazing. You will automatically see the preview, but not only by simply scrolling on it and hovering on it, you will see that the actual text that you have selected inside your document will also change. Isn't that super amazing? So I'm just going to go back inside my Merry Christmas because I want to style just the title here. Click on the drop down menu and you can choose any of these style. By the way, in order to choose a style, all you have to do is simply to click on it, just like so. Simply click on it and you will see that it's applied. Now, what if you do not find a style that you like? Well, you can do a couple things. You can, first of all, use filters. And with filters, you can start to narrow down the style based on their classification. So perhaps you can choose something that is a script font, if that's what you want to use, or something that is a more decorative font, if that's what you like. Don't forget to clear all once you are done. And by the way, once you select it, you see that here what it changes is actually the list of the text. That's why I said don't forget to clear all, so you will, otherwise you will lose access to the specific font family that do not match with the classification that you have selected. Because what the character panel does, by choosing a filter and choosing a specific characteristic of your text, it will narrow down your research and only show the one that will match your requests. So what you'll have to do here is also to select Find More. By selecting Find More, you will be able to browse the fonts.adobe.com library right away within InDesign. And as you can see here, we have all this little cloud. When the cloud is just there sitting on its own, is because the font is not part of your created cloud library yet. But you can activate it, so you can, let me go ahead and select the text here so we can see it. So we have a Merry Christmas, easy to see. Select Find More, and again here you will be able to preview on hover any of the specific text that you would like to see and perhaps use. Let's go ahead and see something that we can use. I like this super size, which is nice and chunky. Also here, this number in parentheses lets you know the number of weight that are available for this family. So if we go ahead and click on the little pointing arrow, we can see, oops, I think I scrolled a little bit too fast. Here it is, super size. We can go ahead, sorry, I'm with the zoom, so here it is. You can see all the different families that are available for you to use, and also you can, which is probably what is done already, you can activate it. So if you click on it, it will activate it automatically. That's why now our little cloud and stern with a little cloud with a tick. I just want to do it one more time because that kind of went a little bit too fast. I want to make sure that everybody can see. So make sure to select Find More and then click on the little Clyde icon in order to activate. You can choose to activate the entire family, or you can simply select on any specific weight and just choose that specific weight for you to activate. Now, if you want to explore the full experience for font.adobe.com, it's very easy. All you have to do is to head inside your pages here, inside your browser, and head to fonts.adobe.com. And here, once you sign in with your Adobe ID, this is part of your subscription, by the way, you have all these licensed fonts that you can browse for. You have font packs recommendations that you can use. So those are curated fonts available for you to use. They are already classified by topic. So we have centered serifs, we have synesthetic fonts, we have fonts to get you started, we have fonts. Let's look at this Bauhaus package. So as you can see, these different fonts are already being grouped by theme, and they're super cool. You have all the different theme of fonts together. Again, you can view the family, or you can simply activate all fonts together. Now let's have a look at this particular font. It's called Joshimi. If I go ahead and activate all fonts, or simply click on the family, I can automatically activate this font from directly from this page. So if I go ahead, let's see what was called Joshimi regular. I'm going to go ahead and copy the name because I always tend to misspell it. You can go ahead and activate it. Oh, looks like it's already activated. Rerosa quadratic. This is not active. Can you see here? All you have to do is to toggle the activate font, and the activation is successful. That means that, let me go ahead and copy the name. Once we head back inside any of our Creative Cloud apps, so this doesn't work only with InDesign. If we go ahead and search for this Reros font, is now there available for us to use, and actually looks pretty neat. Okay, so that was super a cool way to find the fonts that you like. Once you're ready and you have selected the font that you prefer, all you have to do is to finish styling it. Maybe you want to choose a different weight, or maybe you want to choose the different size of the font. Maybe you want to change color. You can go ahead and apply any color you wish. Maybe let's make it red. Now, the beauty of this is that once you're done, you can go ahead inside your paragraph styles and then click on the little plus icon located at the bottom of the panel in order to create a new style. Here it is. It's paragraph style 1. Now double click on it, and from here you will be able to name it. So I'm going to call this one title new. And then I can go ahead and start also edit it from here. So maybe we're not happy with the specific colors. So we can go ahead inside a character color and just make it pink. Actually, let's make it blue so it just stands out a little bit more, and click on OK. And once I click away, you will see that those settings are saved. So now you probably have an idea why I was bigging up this brand new feature so much. It's such a massive time saver. It allows you to automatically have ready at your fingertips, not one, but many styles that will guarantee you hierarchy, clarity, and to have your style and your document already styled. Also, they basically go ahead and fill in all these paragraph styles. Can you see this panel is open? There are new styles. You have to create one by one. By the way, the beauty of using styles is that if now we want to go ahead and apply this style somewhere else, you can go ahead and create, simply click on it. And then if you want, you can go ahead and create a new one and call this one subhead. But see how tedious it is? I'm going to have to create those over and over again, maybe change it to 20. And maybe you can also change the color to black. And here it is. So then we can go ahead and apply it to a different area of your text. But look at this. The problem with this file, I don't know what happened there. Here we go. It was a little hiccup. The problem here is that and beautiful as it is and useful as it is, it takes quite a long time. So again, now if we access our style packs and simply download whatever style you want, let's go back to our tuxedo. Looks like a lot of people like the little tuxedo style. Here it is. It automatically applies it, style it, and most importantly, let's go back inside our paragraph style. We have now heading, subheading, paragraph, list, and order list already available for us to edit. So at the very least, at the moment, since this new feature, I've been using it the entire time. Even if I don't use the specific typefaces or fonts, I will change it. But at least I have already a structure that I can put in place. Not to mention that auto plays it, runs it for me, and Adobe Sensei will auto apply it, which is pretty amazing. Okay, so hopefully everybody has an understanding of how amazing this new feature is. And before we keep going, I want to talk real quick about how to set up a document for web. And then we're going to look at the review as well, share for review, which is an amazing feature. Okay, so let's go back into our welcome page. Here, again, new file, clicking on the more preset, Command or Control N is the way in which you can access the new document panel. And as I said, setting up for success is the way to go from the get-go with your design. So make sure to go ahead in this case and select web when you know that you're creating a document that will have to be outputted in an online environment. We're talking screens for mobile, tablet, and of course, website. As you can see, the units will change automatically into pixels. And here, even the margin will change into pixels. We have our preview selected, so we can see that our document is selected right away. Also, our preset will change. In fact, they will retain the most common usually used pages. And something that I forgot to mention, for each one of these indent, you always have access to the templates, which are files from our stock.adobe.com website. Those are free for you to use. All you have to do is to simply download it. You can see a preview. You have all the specs details, so you know that you are creating a file that is set up for web. We have our standard high resolution 1920 by 1080 RGB, which is red, green and blue. Those are the color mode that is the standard industry color mode for web. So again, red, green and blue. Then we know that we have 6 layout, that we have some sample text, we have photo or design elements that are there included or not included. So it lets you know right away if what you see on the thumbnail is what you get. You can see the preview, and if you wish, you can download it. Isn't that super cool? Pretty nice. Okay, you can always go back, and here we're still in the new document. We're already getting business done. If you want, you can also go back here and change the width to whatever you want. I'm gonna do a 1920 by 1080, and you can also save by clicking on this little save document presets. And once you save your preset, they will be available under your save tab. So here you can see we have specific full HD, for example, specific feedback that you might specific size that you may use over and over again, presets available for you that you have saved yourself. So you know already that when I go full HD, I have my 1920 by 1080, everything is in pixels. I know that I'm working with an RGB space. I know that the margin are safe and so on. So all I'm left to do is to click on the preset and then click on create, which is super fun. Okay, what I'm left to do here is to perform a little bit more changes inside my workspace. When I work for documents that are online, I tend to change my workspace as well. You can do that really quickly by using the workspace switcher. I tend to use interactive for PDF. As you can see, the actual workspace, which is displaying all different panels and menus inside your document, will be tailored for an online production. In fact, here you can see that we have media, buttons, EPUB interactivity, which is a way of previewing your document, and hyperlinks there. Let me show you real quick. I know that we're running out of time, but let's go ahead. For example, if you want to create a document that says replay video here, and then I don't have time to style it. So what I do, I just simply go ahead and jump into my style pack. And with my style pack that I've just downloaded, I can go ahead into my paragraph styles. And for my paragraph style, I can upload automatically my heading to this specific text. Boom, here we go. See, I didn't have time to style it, and it pretty much did it for me. Now, in order to transform this text into an hyperlink, once you select it, simply select the hyperlink, and here click on the little plus icon to create the hyperlink. You can choose to go into a URL, file, email, or a specific page. And then let's go into our Chrome and select, I'm just going to go ahead and select my video page here, my how-to video. And from here, I'm going to copy the URL and I'm going to paste it inside InDesign. And I'm going to click on OK. Now, as you can see here, it lets me know if the actual URL is available or not. It looks like there is an issue there, so I must have typed it wrong. So let's go ahead and do this again. So as you can see, InDesign automatically detects the error. You can go ahead and double click and see that's the error there. There is the HTTP address repeated twice. So InDesign is letting me know automatically that there is an error. So if I was going to go ahead and share this one, perhaps with a client, you can now see that there is green. So automatically you can test it from here by clicking on the little green button, and from InDesign you can launch that web page. Of course, this is just one of the amazing features for you to use InDesign Web. You can always publish your design by clicking into share, and from here, publish online is the way to go in order to publish your document online. By publishing your document online, you will be able to give it a title, a description. In the advanced tab, you can add a specific page. And also, if you've already created a document, which I've already shared with the Word, let me go ahead and see if I can publish this real quick. Once you publish your document, it should be very fast because it's just one single word. Here it is. Your document is available to be viewed online. You can launch it right away here. And this document is actually safe to share and is also saved inside Adobe server. So you can share the link safely with everybody. And if you click on the link, it will work automatically. So you can simply share your page. Of course, imagine a much richer experience. You can play video. You can add a link to your Creative Cloud libraries. You can play music and so much more. And by the way, part of the brand new features of InDesign is that we have more different formats that are now available for you to insert inside InDesign. Okay, so we have just a few minutes left before we say goodbye. There is a specific feature which is super awesome, is copying text between Illustrator and InDesign. Let me go ahead and launch my Illustrator real quick. In the past, it was pretty much a nightmare to add the text in between InDesign and Illustrator. Now you can style the text and simply launch it and apply it in between the two apps. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger here so we can very quickly create a document. Or let's go ahead and let's see if we have a specific styled text. Let me see if we can find, there we go, that's perfect. So this was part of an Adobe Live that I've done a few months back. So can you see that we have this style that is styled? If we go ahead and copy it and then we head inside InDesign and close this document and press Command P to paste it, we have the option to either paste it as it is. So the moment copy and paste, just paste it as it is. Or if we have now here this little icon, oops, let's go back and paste it. So this little T icon, it will paste text only, or you can paste the actual style. It looks like the little text frame is too small for my style to display. Let's go ahead and see if we can make this happen. There we go. We have the styling of the text from Illustrator coming directly inside InDesign. Now, if you're wondering why the 3D is not being applied, well, the 3D was just an effect. So if we go back inside InDesign and perhaps, Illustrator, and we head to my appearance panel, you can see that this style was just an appearance that was there applied. So this is the actual text. So that worked perfectly in terms of copying the actual text. And let's go ahead and change the color, for example. So we can go ahead and copy and paste again this inside InDesign. And again, all you're left to do is to make sure perhaps there your document frame is a little bit bigger. It looked like that one was smaller. Click and drag to make it bigger. And then when you paste it, oops, I actually copied from InDesign to InDesign. That doesn't make much sense here. So once you copy and you copy it inside InDesign and you paste it, we can now select paste style, and then we can make sure to click and drag to have it there. Isn't that super cool? And of course that works on reverse. So you can actually copy the text, head back into Illustrator, and then paste it there as well. And this text is editable. So if you want to perhaps change the number of exclamation mark, you can do so. If you want to change the color of the text, you can do so. And this is such a time saver. Again, this feature is something that everybody was asking for because it was so hard in the past to copy and paste. There were so many restrictions with this specific jumping between Illustrator and InDesign. So that was definitely something that I wanted to demo real quick. I cannot believe that time has already gone. There is so much more that I wanted to do in terms of showing you the wonderful features. One that perhaps I want to make sure to show you real quick is the share for review. As you can see in this panel, I have many different versions of this document. If I go ahead and select share for review, I will be able to create a link. This is different from the online menu. The online publish online, you literally publish your entire document as a standalone document that everybody with a link can access. You can embed on website, share via email, and so on. But by sharing for review, what you're sharing is a different link to the document that will allow everybody that has the link to access. So if we go ahead and see it here, is a completely different experience from the publish online, because here you will be able to see all the different pages. So for example, let's say that we like this one. You can add text or maybe a pin to be like, hey, I want to move this specific text somewhere. So you can click and drag to perform different, or maybe use the pin to pin it inside the document. So you can write, I love this image, and then submitting the changes as a review. And this is something that anybody, even your clients that don't know nothing about design, can actually do. And here from the share for review document, you will be able to actually view this comment popping up right away inside your document. This is super, super exciting. Under comments, you will be able to access the review. And from here it is. Not only we have the little comment there, but we also have the little pin that let us know where the comment is located. By the way, we're 30 seconds before we go. If you want to make sure to see these different comments from the share for review, you need to have the review panel open. Otherwise, if we close the panel, everything will go away. Same with the preview mode. You need to be on normal view. So press the letter W to switch in between, because even if you have the review panel open, it will not show up. Okay, guys, unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye. There is so much more coming up here at Adobe Live. Don't forget to watch this stream and many other on a replay by heading on the Adobe Live YouTube channel. And of course, you can go ahead on my website and access all the assets and so much more. Unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye, and I will see you very soon with a brand new how to graphic design. But it is a bye-bye for now. Ciao!